And we're back, everyone. Welcome to game number 3 here for the opening set of Group G. I am Unstable, joined here by Railkin. We're going to go straight into it. FXOLowely up against TSLSymbol on Ohana will be the final map for this set. Let's jump straight into it. We have Lowly up here at the top left as our yellow Zerg. And then, of course, down here at the bottom right, we have TSLSymbol as our red Zerg. So, Railkin, after the last couple games, what do you think we're going to see this time?
Honestly, we see preliminary engagements in Zerg vs Zerg, which are really hard to win with the queen change now. Like, it's really difficult to just get that, oh my god, WTF Baneling hit off that wins the game. So then it kind of just been stalling out and then going into a later game situation. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if both players actually just move into economy now, since they both kind of tried to be aggressive and it just didn't work.
Absolutely. So we do see a pull going down for Lowly, whereas we see a hatch for Symbol. Very similar to the last game. However, Symbol defended quite well against Lowly's aggression, but he did end up losing that hatchery to a follow-up just with the just lings, and Lowly was able to take things down. But if he hadn't have done that, that game would have been extremely one-sided, I feel.
Yeah, Symbol wasn't that far off from holding that, and it was just good play from Lowly realizing, okay, he doesn't actually have enough to stop this, going in and sniping that hatch, which really won him the game. Everything else kind of came from that. Symbol had a point where he might have been able to try and squeeze out a few infestors and try to salvage it if Lowly got a little cocky, but it was really difficult at that point. So Ohana is another two-player map with a decent rush distance. It's much shorter than Daybreak, though. Daybreak is actually quite long, even though the map looks small. So it will allow for a little bit more of the mid-game aggression. Especially, that's actually a decent point, as both the previous games had pretty long rush distances. So we could see some more mid-game shenanigans here in Ohana.
Well, we do have the 4 lings coming into the natural now. 6 lings on the way for Symbol. He's actually making a spine crawler in his natural. In his main, just in case the follow-up to this is really too difficult. However, we do see Lowly going for the hatch behind this instead, so he won't actually get that frustrating scenario that he had last time. And Symbol will be able to push him back here at the moment. However, his ling speed is much quicker. Does lose one Zergling at the top of the ramp there, though.
Yeah, honestly, from the way that Lowly played that last game and the difference from the last to the first, it seems like he probably just wasn't warmed up in game 1. Because he made a couple questionable decisions, mismicroed, and then just didn't do any of that in game 2. And that usually just happens when a player is either really tired or they're not fully woken up or something like that. So it seems like he's playing much better now, and I'm really curious to see how this is going to go. Is if Evolution Chamber is very quick, it is done, and rushing Evolution Chamber like this, if you can get away with it, is very, very good in Zerg vs Zerg. He's also following up with a lot of drones, though. That's quite greedy.
Oh, but we do see these Zerglings need to get in range of that spine crawler for their defense. Symbol's going to be forced to pull his drones back because the number of Zerglings here is too much for him to deal with right now. He is, almost loses one of those, but the 2 queens coming down to help clear this out now as well. And with the Baneling nest behind this, Symbol will be completely safe against any kind of aggression that comes in through this. He's going to get one more drone as he's dancing around here, but eventually he's just going to have to back up. There we go.
Interesting. If you look at this, Lowly has actually chosen to go for the melee upgrade. I would have expected with this really quick Evolution Chamber, most of the time you see just a missile attack upgrade for mid-game Roach shenanigans, but it looks like he's going to be investing quite a bit of time into these Roaches and Banelings, but his Baneling nest is slower. The +1 hit on the Banelings doesn't help against other Banelings, and of course Zerglings already die in 1 hit. So
it's more about the trading with the Zerglings themselves, doing a lot more damage there. However, looking at the drone count now, Symbol does get a good scout on what's going on here. Symbol is slightly ahead in the drone count, 37 to 33. However, I don't know, this game, extra double gas coming down here at the natural and a lair for Symbol. So again, Symbol is much further ahead with his lair timing.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that if you can catch Roaches before they have their +1, and you do have a lot of +1 Zerglings around them, they do actually trade rather effectively. But once the Roaches get the +1 upgrade, they just tear through the Zerglings in 1 less hit. So that's not true anymore.
Yeah.
If that's what he's going for, then he's going to have a pretty tight window of attack. It's definitely possible, and if you look at the worker count, they're still pretty dead even. His layer isn't as drastically far behind as it was in the first game, so the layer isn't really going to straight up kill him like it did before, but it doesn't look like he's really going for large numbers of Zerglings, so I don't know what the melee upgrade was for.
But we do have a Spire on the way now for Symbol. Doesn't have that much gas at the moment, so hopefully he can bank up enough to get a decent number of mutas out already. Let's see what the reaction for Symbol is. Oh, he's actually going to go for a third hatchery. Most likely going to go throw down that infestation pit as well now then. So you have that situation of infestors versus Spire, but he hasn't actually done that just yet.
It seems like he's anticipating roaches, so the melee upgrade was actually for banelings in case he has to use them against roaches, but look at this. Both of them are going for a Spire at the same time. Because Lowly didn't have his Spire down yet, but he was adding a bunch of Spine Crawlers, which hints towards the Spire lead in.
Yeah.
But Symbol his Spire is faster. So I don't know how well he scouted. If he's aware of this, he could do the classic technique of knowing that your Spire is faster, getting the armor upgrade, and you're guaranteed to win muta engagements with that armor upgrade. So he did get a pretty good look around with that Overseer, and we'll see how aware he is of the timings of these Spires.
Well, he's going to force a cancel on this hatchery. Oh, no, he's actually going to finish.
Oh, it finished.
That is very disappointing for Lowly right there. He's going to lose that hatchery. There's nothing he can do about it. But Symbol hasn't seen this Spire just yet. He's got 8 mutas on the way. Lowly will have like 10 or 11 on the way for himself. Oh, no, there's the extra 2. So we're going to have 10 mutas versus 10 mutas.
That's a lot of Zerglings. And Symbol does have mutas popping out, but he doesn't have any banelings to defend. Lowly could actually be going for some form of a counterattack to try and even things out. It's even possible he might have been able to trade the third base as well.
Oh, we got banelings being morphed now, so Lowly needs to hurry up and get down here with his Zerglings. I don't think they're going to be able to get there in time. And here come the mutas, they've seen them as well. And that is
he saw the banelings morphing, and then he just has to withdraw. If he comes sooner, it's possible he could have forced the cancel to the third base in return and been in a pretty good spot, but he just hesitated for too long. And that could wind up being really, really important because Symbol has already
Oh, here come the Zerglings again, though. Sorry. Ooh, almost got hit by those banelings. And now we're going to have muta versus muta. Of course, Lowly does have the extra mutas at the beginning, so he can't really, Lowly can't really engage here. But we do have defensive banelings for Symbol at the natural.
Yeah, and Symbol is not aware of the fact that his Spire was faster. That's the one saving grace for Lowly here. He didn't go for the armor upgrade, and Lowly is going for the armor upgrade. So this could be actually, if the game drags on long enough, a way for Lowly to pull this game back. The way the Mutalist bounce works, the armor upgrade just reduces so much more damage than the +1 gives the mutas. So if he can hang on long enough for his armor upgrade to finish, he'll be in a good spot. The question is, which one of them will switch into Infestors first? Because you usually don't see huge amounts of mutas clashing into each other. One player usually switches into Infestors and tries to lock the other player's mutas in place.
Well, we do have a 20 supply lead here for Symbol. 10 of that being drones, of course. He did have his third base up and running much quicker. 17 mutas for Lowly. Oh, hello, we have a run by into the natural and the main. The Zerg is going to be tearing things apart.
Nice queen.
Yeah, that queen positioning is quite nice there. Zerglings are going to be finished up. But, oh, is he going to see the... Yes, he is. But I don't think he's... Is he going to have enough Zerglings to clean out these banelings?
He's going to get some of them, and then the mutas will come in to clean up the rest.
Yeah.
And right after I said that most of the time both players don't slam out a bunch of mutas, both players are slamming out a bunch of mutas. They're both almost up to 20. Lowly already does have 20, but Symbol is going to be matching that in a second. And the +1 armor upgrade is close to finishing, but Symbol's going to finish his +1 weapons first. So this could be really dangerous. Symbol might come in with a +1 thinking, yeah, I got the advantage now. And then the armor upgrade finishes, and then he's in a world of pain. This is actually extremely dangerous for Symbol. And then he even does lose an Overlord here to get supply block. More Overlords are going to go down, so he's not going to be able to continue producing Mutalisks.
Oh, and he's going to see this 5th as well. He's going to be able to take that down. And get more Overlords. Really nicely done by Lowly.
And he's going to finish killing all these overlords right before the armor upgrade finishes, so Symbol didn't see that armor upgrade just yet. This is really dangerous. He's moving across the field aggressively with the Mutalisks. Armor is done. Oh my god, if these two forces fight and Symbol does not click on the Mutas first, this could be really bad. Look at the overlords. They have an armor upgrade, Symbol. You might have seen it. He's backing off.
Well, we'll see. We do see, of course, that both of them pretty much in the same position right now. They don't want to engage because they're not sure how it will go. Pretty much even drone counts, 23 to 29 mutas in favor of Lowly, though.
I don't think he saw it. He's still making 8 more overlords. 8 more Mulisks did not cancel the weapons upgrade in favor of an armor upgrade.
Oh, but here we go. He's going to target down this this hatchery. I don't think that's going to work out too well, though. Here come the mutas, though. They do have... Let's have a quick look at the numbers. 28 to 30. There are more mutas here for Symbol. Hard to see
but
what's
the armor
going on.
upgrade should allow him to win. It's just such a huge damage reduction from those bouncing attacks. But the queens coming in are going to be able to reduce... add enough damage to force him back. You can see that the muta numbers did get pulled back to even from Lowly, even though he had less mutas, just because of that reduced damage. Was chased away by the queens, but if those extra queens hadn't been there, then he definitely could have won that. Or if maybe he hadn't wasted those zerglings before the mutas came in, and they could have dealt with the queens.
Oh, but here we go. Mutas into the main now at the moment, and it looks like Symbol is in a good spot. He's taking out quite a few drones, but he's going to get caught. He had... Oh, nice! We done by Lowly. He's actually killing so many mutas, but Symbol has no choice but to retreat regardless, because it doesn't matter if he turns around. He's going to lose everything.
Yeah, he can't fight that. He's aware of the armor upgrade now. And this +2 isn't going to help, just because in order to get an extra damage on the first bounce, you need +3. So the armor upgrade is still doing a lot of damage reduction right now.
Yeah.
+2 is done. There is no queen here in position, so these Mutalisks are still fighting quite well. He's got 10, 11 more Mutalisks than Symbol right now. Zergling counterattack up at the third of Lowly is trying to kill this hatchery.
It will get it.
Looks like it will get it. But in the meantime, these Mutalisks are just ravaging everything in Symbol's base, trying to take out a bunch of overlords. Is going to be forced away by the Spore Crawlers, additional Mutalisks, and some queens. So he did just lose his third base without actually using the Mutalisks to take anything back. We'll catch more mutas, but he needs to do something. He needs to kill something. He needs to do significant damage.
Well, he's actually losing a number of mutas here because of all the different Spore Crawlers that Symbol has. Symbol is 30 supply up here at the moment, and it looks like Lowly has no real answer to the Symbols. Well,
more mutas going down, but that's still not going to be enough. He needs to either hit a hatchery...
Zerglings coming into the main now, though. Symbol doesn't have any Zerglings. He's got the reinforcements coming through, might be okay. But Lowly's just on the back foot here at the moment. He can't actually do any damage. Zerglings running into the main to do more economic damage here, so that will give Symbol even more of an advantage.
Yeah, look at the worker count now. I mean, Lowly has so many mutas. His mutas are superior, but he never went after, like, he never killed a hatch. He never even really went after the drone lines. He had a really big advantage in the air, and even trading away some of the mutas in return for that kind of low health third hatchery probably would have been worth it, since he lost his own third hatchery for nothing. But now this economic advantage is starting to really compile against him. He's got less than half the drones at the moment.
Yeah,
or exactly half the drones.
And those Spore Crawlers really starting to do work. We got the Queens down here as well to do more, and Lowly's muta count is starting to dwindle here. The Queens and more Spore Crawlers coming down. He is cleaning up those mutas like we were saying, but he can't deal with these extra spores and the Queens.
Yeah, he might have been able to push through it and kill his hatchery if he did this sooner, but now, since Symbol had more time to use that third base, use that economic advantage, that just was not enough to overpower him. Really waited a little bit too long to do that kind of a maneuver, and Symbol was then able to defend it. And now losing that huge muta advantage is going to make it really difficult. He tried to come forward with his Spore Crawlers, but they get caught by the Zerglings. Just nothing is going in the way of Lowly, and I just don't think it's possible anymore on Stable.
No, I don't either, especially with Zerglings in the natural now as well. They've cleaned up all of these drones. This is going to be it for Lowly. He will drop into the losers bracket. There we go. There's the GG. And Symbol will advance into the winners match here for Group G for the FX Open Invitational Series. And day number 3, we'll be right back with our second set and see who joins him. It will be Keen versus Baby Knight.